The vegan push is you're like, okay, so you're gonna now if you think that through, if you think through, why would you eat the trees and not what bears on the trees? What the trees bear, right? Why would you kill the tree? If you're practicing God's natural law and you're the beneficiary of the estate being administered in any case, because of language, syntax, code grammar, the word ledgers meaning it's controlling debt, and it's not in the English language. And if you're the beneficiary of this estate being administered in any case, and you're like, oh, I'm vegan, that means you kill trees, and you're guilty by default. So this is why I'm like, raise your awareness, pay attention to what's around you. Geocentric Earth is correlating with you as a heart being, vibrating with the Schumann resonances, the sound vibrations of Earth. That means you're an Earth being. You're not a human. If you go to court and say you're a human, that means you're a hue of a man or a hue of a woman. An offset. An offset? Like what? An off color of a man? That sounds racist almost. And then it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's why you're not black, white, Puerto Rican, orange. That's why we have 10 strands in our DNA missing. Rabbit tunnel. Why do we only use 10% of our brains? And we're still waking up. They can't stop. They can't stop this abundance of energy. Oh, are you on drugs or are you high? No, not absolutely not. I'm an enthusiastic person of passion, and I'm an effective heart being of Earth. Talking's bullshit. Like every word you speak, you could be acting. It could be action, and then action's bullshit. Because where are the patterns at? Where are the patterns? If you can't repeat a pattern or notice a pattern, like a Gwen Tower on every fucking block, then you're asleep. And this is waking masses. It's what we do. Satan and NASA and talking about science and lying about everything and how this is all going. $40 billion. 40 billion Earth size. You're here in a nothingness space. Little speck of nothingness, nothing. No. You're everything. You're everything. Okay, so a ledger definition here says a record with commercial accounts are recorded. So it sounds to me like court, right? And there's an etymology sound origin here of legalese, language, quantum, syntax, grammar, code. And vowels seem to be vowels, and sigils and sibyls. Spelling seems to be spells and rights. Enthusiasm within you is God. Within you is the orgasmic energy. Enthusiasm within you is orgasm. So within you is that super energy, orgasmic, powerful energy. That's a fun word. But when they say human in court, that means a hue of a man, and that means an offset color of a man, because links from sound, vibrations, somatics, codes. That's the sounds we're making. So they are hexes, unless you know Ledger's code. So when you want to offset your debts, offsetting debt, that's how a slave would speak. If you were an elitist, you would say, I want all penalties to be paid to me in full via damages and compensations. That's weird. Those words don't even make sense. Like your brain doesn't comprehend them if you're taught in a slavery syntax. You know more about debt and payments. Oh, I know that. So I just get a credit card? Like just you go stupid mode. Like, oh, I'll go slave mode. And slave mode is everything's on paper. Everything's on birth certificate. If you study birth means BERTH, means dock coming in with product and docking onto it, the dock. And the birth, the ship is a woman because it always has the babies, all the product, food, product, stuff, whatever, on it. So birthing is when you dock a ship, you take its for business owners, and you put your product in the warehouse. So you're birthing people now at hospitals, and a hospital is a mass industrial military complex. That's why we market it to them for business. They got money. They're not there to like help people. Their logo is a witchcraft snake going up a magic staff. You don't believe me? There's a birth certificate bond right here. Look. Health services, health heathens. What's up with that? It's a birth certificate bank bond, a certificate of live birth. And then what happens is they put you in the registrar. This is the registrar. Look at registrar. That's not the date when which you were born, but registered as birth. Birth means natural law. You're your own free king. You conduct your own debts or profits with damages and offsets because you know how to control this instead of letting it control you. Because language is extremely powerful and it does not change. It's set. It's a system of programming going on and on and on, and it's set for thousands of years of code. And all these geometric breakdowns are breakdowns into hexes. They're like the original CDFG alphabets. Okay, that's all. Even all the S's you can hear in the words and making sounds of other letters, and you can still hear the word S in it. And it's a tone. It's a vibrational. It's something like a tone vibrational frequency. It's almost like music, which has a deep impact on our subconscious mind. It's an automatic download, whether you want to know it or not. Like, what's like the difference between a partner and a friend, and a worker or an employee or a lover or a best friend, regular, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to differentiate when you want to have like a soulmate or a soul spirit tribe partner, whether you're together with someone or not. Like, this is a barrier. You see, language is a barrier. The linguistics codes what they use to literally put you against each other. And the ones who know about this are considered satanic overlords or satanic priests or people of the courts in all black robes. That's why it's like crossing a pirate ship when you go to court. Make sense? That's exactly what this is all about. Mason means maritime law. Time law. Like God is war, like war and chaos. So maritime law. That's what the law that we as being used to control masses across the earth. It's called Unidroit. If you want to take it universal, and I say across, I don't say around. Hint, wink, plane with a net above. But look at Satan, Nasa, meaning Nasha, meaning to deceive. So sonic sound, like sonic, like sound vibration. So notches of sound vibrations, sonic. So supersonic sound, Masonic. So sound, the control of sound, controlling it. Sonic sound, like controlling sound vibrational patterns. So controlling sound through maritime law. Masonic. Luciferian Masonic overlords, people who created something to go above God's natural law by dumbing you down and then deceiving you. And this is what they do. If thou shalt be deceived, then let them be deceived. That is how they operate. If thou shalt be deceived, then may they be deceived. And that's what you do when you walk into a courtroom. That's why you don't need a gun. That's why they have all these rules and regulations and politics around it, because it's all fucking fraud. It's all bullshit. It's all big, all Earth's the stage. Behind the scenes is select few. And they know this stuff, and they hide it from you while dumbing you down with frequency weaponry, GMOs in your food, fluoride in your water, shit in your toothpaste. Selling drugs. Listen to a few rap songs. You're going to want to go smoke some weed and do some drugs. Weed's not even a drug, but when you buy it from the dispensary, it's now turned into a chemistry, as I've showed you. It's no longer just a plant. They're putting additives to it. And they're putting chemical imbalances to it and hormones to it. So unless you're growing things organically, it almost doesn't exist. Monsanto has its hand on everything. A poison company creates the seeds that we're allowed to grow to eat our food. The food's created from Monsanto. The seed itself has genetic upgrades in it to keep it from bugs eating it, correct? That means there's fucking bug spray in it. You're growing bug spray plants. And the bugs don't eat them because there's bug spray